Welcome to this week's midweek stretch and reset. My name is Shenese. I am the owner of the Eustress Movement Studio, here with our studio mascot, Bruno. This is his favorite time of year, the month of October. You've got Halloween, you have my birthday, and it is just really one of his favorite months as we ease into fall. Happy you are joining us again for another midweek stretch and reset. Our focus today is the low back. If you sit all day at a desk, or you're a driver, you're sitting in your car all day, if you have back pains from improper lifting or just have a weak core, then this stretch is for you. Also, if you just love our midweek stretch and you love to get those kinks out with that nice 10-minute or so stretch that we bring you each week, this stretch is also for you. Today's stretches, we're going to be doing a couple that we did a few weeks ago, some of my favorites. Cat-cow, we're going to do child's pose. We're going to do a knee to chest stretch, a seated forward fold stretch, a little bit of supine twists work, and some pelvic tilts. So stay tuned. No props or anything needed, just you and a mat, maybe a towel or a mat that you can fold up under your knees if needed. I will do my very best to give modifications if you need those. If I forget to do that, check up above in one of those little boxes, and I will add those into the video. If you need modifications, I will add some of those for you if you are in need of modifications that I do not give during the video. Again, thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for our midweek stretch. Again, this one is absolutely one of my favorites. Placing the hands flat down on your mat with the wrist stacked right under the shoulders, the knees stacked right under the hips. We're going to round that spine up to the ceiling, a nice deep arch in the spine. Pressing down into the palm of the hands, we're going to rock back. This is a modification that I always give because I like a little extra in my stretch, is pressing back into that child's pose. So I'm kind of combining both of these stretches, the cat-cow and the child's pose, into one stretch. I'm keeping that rounded spine as I press back into my child's pose, opening up the back. And then I round forward on the inhale. And on the exhale, I drop down into my cat pose. My cow pose. I always get those confused. Into the cow pose with the head up and the tummy dropped. And then I round that spine again, coming back up into cat pose, pressing down into the palm of the hands, opening up those shoulder blades. Breathing into that stretch. Keeping that rounded spine, I drop back into my child's pose again, pressing forward into the front of the hands, keeping that spine rounded. I inhale, I rock forward, still holding my cat pose. And then I drop that tummy and lift the head for my cow. Last time, we're going to round that spine up to the ceiling, press down into the palm of the hands, drop that head. Open up those shoulder blades. We press back into our child's pose, pressing into the front of the hands, pressing the hips back towards the heels. Spine is still rounded in nice deep flexion. We inhale, we rock forward. We exhale and come right into that cow pose. Really sinking down into that stretch. All right, so we combined the first two, the cat-cow and the child's pose. Let's go right into our knee to chest stretch. Putting that back in some flexion, getting those knees in nice and tight, stretching out that lower back, that lumbar. Let me back up. I'm taking it too fast. All right, your hands are down by your side. Round those shoulders down and back. Breathe into that movement as you bring that right leg into tabletop, left leg into tabletop. You can grab behind the knees and pull those knees into the chest here, rounding the hips back, or you can hug those knees into the chest. Again, whatever feels good to your body. We hold here, really feeling that stretch. We can also do a little bit of ankle mobility here if we want. So always rolling in a little extra movement. Other ways to warm the body up and stretch different parts of the body. Absolutely not necessary, but if you want to roll those in, you can. rolling those ankles, pulling those knees into the chest. Again, hugging the knees into the chest or behind the knees and pulling into the chest. Whatever feels good to you. I like this one better. Feel like I'm giving myself a hug. And if you want to add a little bit of spine massage here, rocking side to side to massage that spine. Tiny little gentle rocks of the spine here. Give me 3, 2. It feels really nice. And 1. There is a Pilates exercise called rolling like a ball. As we get more into Pilates, I will roll those into the different segments as we work on different exercises, just trying to ease you into it a little bit. All right, bring those legs back down. Stretch out nice and long. Arms over the head, stretching out in both directions. Fingertips over your head or reaching for the opposite wall. Toes reaching and pointing towards the opposite wall. And bring it back in. Going right into that nice spine twist. Again, lots of spine mobility here. We're working in all directions. We're doing rotation, we're doing flexion, we're doing extension. And I don't think we have any lateral flexion, but let's see if we can get some of that in. All right, we're going to drop the legs to the right, rotating through the waist, whatever your range of motion is here. Let the legs fall heavy. Feel that stretch, that rotation in the spine and the hips. Bring it back center. We drop the legs to the opposite direction. Again, always layering on and giving you extra layers to add to your stretching. With this particular one, as you drop the legs to the left, you can turn that head to the right, getting some stretching in that neck, some opposition here. We bring the legs back center and we drop them to the right. Again, if you want to add that neck, turn that head to the left. Bring it back center. We have one more each side, legs to the left. Add the head if you'd like. Relax into the stretch. Again, I always catch myself holding that tension in the body. Relax and let it go and enjoy the purpose and the reason for the stretch. To loosen up those joints, to give those muscles a nice stretch. Listen to your body, your range of motion. Very nice. Going right from our spine twist to our pelvic tilts. These pelvic tilts are really great for the lower back and getting some pelvic stability. So we're just going to lay here on our back with our knees bent, our hands down by our side, and you're just going to rock the pelvis back and forth. So you're lengthening that lumbar or that lower back, stretching out that lower back and releasing. So it is just a tilt back and forth, and imprint and release. Imprinting is simply lengthening that lower back as you rock that pelvis back and forth, getting that nice stretch in the lumbar. Give me 3. Give me 2. And last one. All right, guess what? That was our 10-minute stretch and reset. You can come on up off that floor, and thank you for joining Bruno and I for another week of stretching. Again, hope you will join us next week. Our focus will be on the chest and the pecs. If you sit at a desk all day, you're rounded forward, your posture is compromised, then join us next week. We'll have a nice stretch for the chest and the pecs. Glad you are continuing to follow us. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you here again next week.